In the year 1587, more than 400 years ago, a group of 115 English settlers arrived on a remote island off the coast of what is now America. The island was called Roanoke. They came with hope, dreams, and a vision of building a new life in a strange and unexplored land. Among them were men, women, and children. Their leader was John White. His daughter was there, and so was his granddaughter, Virginia Dare. Finally, in 1590, John White was able to sail back to Roanoke. He imagined a joyful reunion. He imagined seeing families waiting for him. He imagined hearing children laughing and settlers celebrating the arrival of supplies. Instead, he found silence. As he stepped onto the island, something felt wrong. The settlement was deserted. The houses were empty. No voices echoed through the village. No smoke rose from cooking fires. No animals wandered the streets. No people were anywhere to be seen. John White searched frantically. He checked every building. He called out names. He explored every corner of the colony. Nothing. There were no bodies. No signs of battle. No evidence of a struggle. It was as if every single person had simply vanished from the face of the earth. Then he discovered something strange. Carved into a wooden post was a single word: Croton. Nearby, another carving contained only 3 letters: Crow. That was all. The only clue left behind by 115 missing people. Croton was the name of a nearby island and also the name of a Native American tribe friendly to the settlers. John White believed this might be the answer. Perhaps the colonists had relocated there. But before he could investigate, a powerful storm forced his ship away from the coast. He never reached Croton Island. And he never saw his family again. From that moment, one of the greatest mysteries in American history was born. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? For centuries, historians, archaeologists, and researchers have searched for answers. One theory suggests that the settlers integrated with local Native American tribes. They may have abandoned the colony and started new lives elsewhere. Another theory claims they were attacked by hostile tribes. Others believe disease, starvation, or environmental disasters forced them to flee. Yet none of these theories fully explain the mystery. Over the years, strange clues have emerged. Some Native American communities reported stories of ancestors with European features, including gray eyes and lighter skin. Explorers recorded accounts of tribes claiming distant connections to English settlers. Archaeologists discovered English artifacts in areas far from Roanoke. Could these be traces of the missing colonists? Perhaps. But no definitive proof has ever been found. The mystery only deepened. Maps created by John White contained unusual markings that some researchers believe pointed to a secret relocation site. Excavations uncovered fragments of pottery, weapons, and tools. Yet none of these discoveries provided a final answer. Every clue seemed to create even more questions. Imagine waking up one morning to find an entire town gone. Every person missing. No signs of violence. No explanation. Only a single word carved into wood. That is exactly what happened at Roanoke. The mystery has fascinated generations because it feels impossible. People disappear. Families move away. Cities are abandoned. But entire communities do not simply vanish without leaving evidence. And yet that is precisely what happened here. As the centuries passed, legends began to grow. Some claimed supernatural forces were responsible. Others believed the settlers entered forbidden lands and were never seen again. Ghost stories spread across the region. Travelers whispered about haunted forests and cursed shores. While historians focus on evidence rather than legends, the lack of answers has allowed imagination to fill the gaps. Today, Roanoke remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in the world. Researchers continue to analyze ancient artifacts. Archaeologists continue to excavate potential settlement sites. Historians continue to study forgotten documents. Everyone hopes that one day a missing piece of evidence will finally reveal the truth. Maybe the settlers survived and blended into local communities. Maybe they relocated and left behind no records. Maybe a disaster erased all traces of their existence. Or maybe the full story has been lost forever. More than 400 years have passed since the colony disappeared. Empires have risen and fallen. Wars have been fought. Technology has transformed the world. Yet the fate of those 115 settlers remains unknown. Their story survives as a haunting reminder that even in an age of exploration and discovery, some mysteries refuse to be solved. An entire colony. 115 people. No bodies. No battle. No explanation. Only one mysterious word. Croton. And hidden within that single word may lie the answer to one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. The mystery of the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship that vanished without a trace. In the year 1872, a ship called the Mary Celeste set sail across the Atlantic Ocean. It was a normal voyage, or so it seemed. On board were 10 people, Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their young daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced crew members. The ship was carrying a cargo of industrial alcohol and was heading toward Italy. Everything appeared perfectly ordinary. The weather was calm. The crew was skilled. The captain was respected. There was no sign that anything unusual was about to happen. For weeks, the ship traveled across the vast ocean. Then, on December 5, 1872, another ship called the De Grazia spotted the Mary Celeste drifting aimlessly in the middle of the Atlantic. At first, the sailors thought nothing was wrong. But as they got closer, something felt strange. The ship was moving oddly. No one could be seen on deck. No signals were being sent. No voices echoed across the water. When a boarding party climbed aboard, they made a shocking discovery. The ship was completely abandoned. Every single person was gone. The captain, his wife, his daughter, the crew, all had vanished. Yet the strangest part was that the ship itself was almost untouched. The cargo remained in place. Food supplies were still on board. Personal belongings were left behind. Even valuable items and money had not been stolen. There were no signs of violence. No blood. No bodies. No evidence of a pirate attack. No indication of a struggle. It looked as if everyone had simply disappeared into thin air. Investigators searched for clues. The ship's logbook contained routine entries. The final entry was made just days before the ship was discovered. Nothing in the journal suggested panic or danger. The lifeboat was missing. But why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship? Some believed there had been an explosion caused by alcohol fumes. Others thought a giant wave frightened the crew into escaping. Some blamed pirates. Others suggested mutiny. And of course, there were theories involving sea monsters, mysterious forces, and the supernatural. But no theory could fully explain what happened. The missing passengers were never found. No wreckage appeared. No confirmed sightings were ever reported. The ocean kept its secret. More than 150 years later, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. What happened to Captain Briggs and his crew on that lonely stretch of ocean?